Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Anonymous, and in this channel we talk about gang stalking. We talk about their tactics, their methods, and how I'm dealing with it. So, a couple of days ago, gang stalkers began to do something. And that is whispering the word faggot and whore. Like, they began just saying it a lot. So in the beginning, well, not saying it out loud, but whispering it. And this has a really interesting effect that I don't think it's documented anywhere. And well, because I have experienced so many of these tactics already, so many crazy things with gang stalking, it is getting significantly easier for me to figure them out. And that way, well, you can know, all these many psychological manipulation tactics. So in the beginning, when these tactics actually, I guess, made me feel some type of pain, I guess, it's when I took things personally. Which, I mean, it's normal, right? But, I began saying, the purpose that I'm not saying anything and going through with it is so that they will keep trying to do these tactics on me, and and push hard and hard for them to have an effect, and causing it to be more and more and more obvious. That way I can be sure of what the reality of it is, what is the purpose. And so the whole thing with the whispering, so the customers are doing it at work. It's fucking genius. So a couple of days ago, I was hearing my coworkers, say it, and then customers are saying it, but it has an effect. So it has an effect where if you're whispering the word faggot, right? That's what they're whispering. Now, as that went on for a couple of days, gang stalkers are beginning to say things that sound like faggot. So I forgot. And then my brain is actually capturing both parts. They're capturing the word faggot and forgot. Does that make sense? So my brain is starting to interpret sounds, words that could possibly say it be in that intonation. And it's actually interpreting it as faggot. So I'm driving around, and then I hear a sound, and then it just sounds like faggot. It is the craziest and coolest thing ever. So so especially when I'm somewhere with a lot of noise, that's exactly what's going on. And I think it's fascinating how these little ways, of manipulating, how the fuck do these people know, all of these things? Well, the purpose of it is so that I will respond, because that I will respond at work, and be like, hey, why are you calling me faggot? And the customer will have not called me faggot, and everyone there will have heard, everyone there will have seen me claiming that someone called me faggot, when in fact it was only a manipulation of my mind for me to interpret words that sound like faggot, forgot, as faggot, and for me to be upset and be with a customer and be like, hey, don't call me faggot, you motherfucker, so that I will have a blow up at work. That's the purpose. That's the whole purpose. It's genius. And well, now that is another amazing, incredible, genius manipulation psychological tactic that gang stalkers make targets go through in order to make them appear like crazy. If that's not genius, I don't know what would be genius, but these people are just geniuses in manipulation. So So I have come to the conclusion that it's pretty much like a group, you know. I don't feel like they're like organized. They're just like, okay, this is the target. Manipulate them, however, manipulate him to be destroyed in every single way, shape, and form that you can possibly do it. And that's it. Like, that's the whole thing. And yeah, so that's it for this video. It is just that little manipulation tactic that I know that its intended result is for the target to be portrayed as crazy. But the reality is not that the target is crazy. It's that the target has been it's been manipulated to reinterpret reality as something else. You know, it is literally yet another interpretation of reality. It's so incredible. It's so incredible to me, to be honest. And you know, again, when these tactics like were beginning to be instilled, you know, I feel like a little bit of like, ooh, you know, like, ooh, that hurt a little bit. But then I remind myself, you know, Efren, you're not going through this. You're not. This is not towards you. It is towards you, but remember, you are doing this as journalism. The purpose of me just going through with this, it's literally just documenting it and make it, and to pretty much give me 1 second. And pretty much confirm to all the targeted individuals that they are not crazy. That gang stalkers want the target to believe that they're going crazy. And look, let me tell you something. Yesterday, before I went to sleep, so like I was asleep at the trolley station, right? And man, like I heard all people were talking around me like a lot, and the swaying of my car. So I decided to go to sleep somewhere else, and I did. But then remember that in a previous video we talked about how there is literally no difference between someone literally swaying your car and having the illusion, the hallucination of someone swaying your car. So I had literally just parked, and then I literally like felt like the entire car moved like hard. So then I was like, I'm just gonna go to sleep. I was so tired. Well, the fact that I know that a lot of these are hallucinations, you know, doesn't make a difference in how if my ability of perceiving them as truth or not. Like, they are incredibly realistic. There is absolutely no difference between a hallucination and between actually between an actual person doing it. So, well, I was able to sleep or whatever, and yeah. So the only thing that I can also tell you is that if you're getting gang stalked, I cannot perpetuate this message as much as I cannot possibly perpetuate this message as much as I should, but it is incredibly important for your brain to be rested. So also, I have realized that is also one of the purposes of petty harassment, is that the harassment of, you know, of the night campaigns, of the shaking of the car, of the noise campaigns, they're not only to traumatize you, it is so that you won't be able to sleep, is that so that you won't be able to feel rested, to have you in a restless state of mind, so that way everything else is more effective. If you are not, if you are psychologically rested, none of this is gonna work. So that is one of the purposes of that is the entire purpose, the whole beginning of the gang stalking operation, is to have your mind in a restless state. And it makes sense. I mean, and of course the drugs help. The drugs are going to help a lot. The gang stalkers, not you. So that's why people who do not use drugs are also affected by gang stalking. So I am unsure of how intense the gang stalking would actually feel to someone who doesn't use drugs. Um, so one thing that I can tell you is that they will drug you. So I was hanging out with a friend, and I didn't realize that he put like some type of Cialis in a drink that I was having. So the purpose of that is to have my dick hard so that I will go out and do more drugs and have more sex. So the guy literally drugged me, and I found out later only because I was trying to sleep and my dick was hard as rock, and I was like, I'm not even horny. Why is this happening? But yeah, it was just like, so the whole thing with the drugging, that's true. They will drug you. They will drug you. I thought it was. I didn't think it was true, but yeah. So that also made me realize is that the whole aspect of the whole idea of this is that they they trying to get you on every end. So like if I go online, I'm gonna get people to impose sex, and drugs, and then that's what gang stalkers want. They want me to just go ahead and use drugs for as long as possible, because the higher you are, the less rest you're gonna get, and then all the tactics, all the hallucinations become more real, and everything just gets worse for the target. So again, I'm decided. This channel is gonna be my focus. So I already figured out everything that I have to figure out, and now we're gonna see how the gang stalking does when someone is not using drugs. I'm super excited for that. I'm super excited because then we're gonna get more content. We're gonna decipher everything that they do, and we're gonna start seeing it from another perspective. So like this is my next thing is that I am done with any type of usage of drugs from here until, I don't know, at least 5 years. And that is because I already found everything that I had to find when using drugs. I'm already done with that. And now we're gonna see what's next. We're gonna see if there is an intent of a new friend, to try to push me back into using drugs, or to try to somehow manipulate me into doing something, or whatever. We'll see. I think we're gonna have a super, super good time on this channel moving on. Because if they cannot destroy you with drugs, they're gonna have to find other ways. And I'm not sure how that's gonna go. I have no idea. But I feel like they already discovered, not discovered, but imposed their first tactic. It is pretty much whispering, the word faggot, by customers, so that I can hear it. Like if a coworker says something that mildly sounds like that word, I will hear the word faggot coming out of his mouth. I will interpret it as, and then I will be offended by it or whatever. But there's the thing. There's 2 gay guys at work. So I'm like, well, I don't know who you're talking about, him or I, so I cannot take any of that personally. Anyways, that's all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.